would not be a reward for Hamas. Innocent women and children and people who are facing collective punishment and forced starvation for no reason other than the fact that they are Palestinian. For nearly 2 years and for the fear of reprisals, we here in this General Assembly have been playing hide and seek with language to find the right words to help us avoid or excuse what we all know is taking place in Gaza. But here's the thing, it doesn't matter what you call it. If it looks like a duck, it swims like a duck, and quacks like a duck, well, then it must be a duck. The crimes in Gaza must stop.
All right, God bless everyone. So this is President John Dramani Mahama in a UN meeting in Gaza on mass speech. He's giving out his speech and he's crying for the people of Palestine, which is very nice. Wow, President John Dramani Mahama, this is very nice. We have not seen any president done this. You have really tried. But President John Dramani Mahama, I want you to remember that your people, your hometown people, are not refugees in another man's town. Your people from your hometown are in another man's land. They don't even have food. Where they are sleeping is hard for them. You couldn't make that statement over there. You are here crying for people of Palestine. Whilst your people, your hometown people, flee from their house. They have run away from their house. They can't stay in their house because there's so much insecurity in your hometown. A lot of them, children, women, vulnerable, in another man's land. You are not thinking about that thing. We have never even seen you come out to even say anything. You are there. Emotional blackmail. And you are crying for Palestinians. What the same thing is happening in your hometown, the backyard, your backyard. It's happening in your backyard, Mr. President. It's happening in your backyard. And you couldn't do anything about it. There's nothing, nothing is being done. You are telling that you are there, making it look like, I said, where you are coming from, everything is okay. Things are not okay in Ghana. People flee from your hometown. They are in another man's land. They are refugees. First time in history of Ghana. We have never. There's no history. History bring never catch it. Say the time be by Ghana for a refugee or different country. Yen receiving kofo, and our people are flying. They are running away from their house to another man's town. They are refugees. Well, baby, a general baby cried demon. But you are talking about Palestine. Let's stop all this politics thing and face the facts. You didn't fix your house. You can only give what you have. You understand? If you are able to feed your house, you are able to satisfy your people. That is how come you can extend your hand out. So fix your house first before you go there and be preaching. President John Dramani Mahama went to a US. He went to post his picture on a billboard. That billboard, I learned it cost over $27,000. $27,000. That is what I learned. Say Ube posti picture and I said anything on that billboard. So that is how much it costs. But we have teachers and nurses for almost demonstration every blessed day in Ghana. Say they have been sacked from their houses. They have been sacked from their rented apartment because needs commitment. Let's be real. Forget about politics. This is what is there. This is the right thing. And I can. What you say? Placement. People are paying 17,000 for placement. People are it's alleged. Say people are paying 5,000 for placement. 5,000 for placement. You know it is happening. And you say in reporting. And you people are quiet and you are there. Soon Emma for the people to feel say when you cry. They be your hometown is Basa. Nyame Nkoyi. President. Nyame Nkoyi. Mayan kanu cry no chere. Nyame Nkoyi. People are crying. people are crying. When you go to market today, when you go to market, ginger crab, 2 cedi ni obium, 2 cedi ginger. There's no 2 cedi ginger. Ginger o method miensa 5 cedis. Uneko. Bottle water in there saying, we should be real. Let's be real. Let's forget about this petty politics. Kind of crying my own.
John Dramani Mahama, if it looks like a duck, swims like a duck, quacks like a duck, well, then it must be a duck. And memano morning kasa. So way Mampayi wo Cote d'Ivoire and say I produce. Etumpai who be said teacher. What try the could work say clap for him. Mampayi there. In fact, your Mampayi John Dramani Mahama wa represent Ghana. Wa kasa ye. And wonim no crack pa. Wa kan no crack brofo no. Na mi hu samu akuja tabra kwa. Wa kan ye no bonisem. Pra. Or finishing. No bonisem. Na me catch me who say injustice is injustice. Etumpai. Someone paying John Dramani Mahama. Palestinians no ya for mo ho ban. Gaza for no ya for mo ho ban. Wa fichire nya wo kuro amanfo osu amanfo ho kira mo. That is why I'm saying catch John Dramani Mahama. Injustice is injustice. Etumpai. Enti ade na enya. Eye tuntum a eye tuntum. Eye fita. Na denti na Ghana eye fita na obi kan na echi no.
Ana obe dia na o kan no say.
Brofo na o kan na se kire no. Bo me kwa na wo bo dark no. Dark here then double.
For nearly 2 years and for the fear of reprisals, we here in this General Assembly have been playing hide and seek with language to find the right words to help us avoid or excuse what we all know is taking place in Gaza. But here's the thing, it doesn't matter what you call it. If it looks like a duck, it swims like a duck. Looks like a duck, it swims like a duck, and quacks like a duck. Well, then it must be a duck.
Meba jo brofo no honey here me akraba. Pe hono to o ma me. E hon komo ne yedi. Dia Mampayi person o kire nyina brofo a wo kan ye nyina because the communicator. Etumpan. Dia person o kire nyina ne se ade ne ye tuntumu a me yehu se tuntum. Ne ka na da ho. E ye fita. Me yehu se ye fita. Ne ka na da ho. Dabo wontimi nya danchem. Dabo wontimi nya danko. Na wo ba Ghana. Bisa wo se samo akuja ta abra kwano a na wato a na ogbo ne nsem no ne fie ejo. Enti am se tonkrama Mampayi John Dramani Mahama. Ene ndisi aban injustice injustice.
Say anya o de ba na bi ni mpansa.
Enti ya kwa abrochire ne atimi koka sa asem wo ya ye ba ye kromu a yenka. Ne ka na da hodo. Let fifi atamas wasi di ufi asem. Hwene akasa. Atra John Dramani Mahama se woni ni fi asem. Ene Ghana amanfo ntimi num nsuo wo Ghana. Kwanya akọ. Ensu amanfo sanom kanti tibrem ye yankura ye wo ye kurase ye kwafuom ane kwa kontomire haban na wasa wate na de asamsuo no na wanom gbom ya de bi amọ. Under John Dramani Mahama under NDC yesi ensuo nyina ye polutu no. Ewra Mahama under John Dramani Mahama
ye kan we aso be reset o man.
Ana under John Dramani Mahama survey abaya UPF wo ka ho no mo ye sa survey no survey na se ma ka nyina ne se enuma edi kontomire ye ni ska de kotomo jaduru.
It swims like a duck and quacks like a duck. Well, then it must be a duck.
Enti kachira John Dramani Mahama say saadia ni nya illegal mining na ekum yan survey na ba ye no e kan plane. Sasabi kontomire asai tomato asai bordie asai banche asai bayire asai yakwa yenko
ye kan we aso be reset o man.
Ye ba ma etumpan injustice be na chen we. Ne ka na da hodo. Say obi ti krom di obedi aye asam di obanum aye asam yensu osai declare state of emergency. Wo si da bi. But in opposition now we call on MPP so we declare state of emergency.
Like a duck and quacks like a duck. Well, then it must be a duck. Like a duck and quacks like a duck. Well, then it must be a duck. It swims like a duck and quacks like a duck, well, then it must be a duck.
Right, General? Enti tuntuma ye tuntum, fita ye fita, kwakwa ye kwakwa, enti katra mampanyi so no na fichire, sabe insecurity koso.
Ye bomwa no krene dikan.
Binyiri amamfu adwane kwotena kodiboa. Ye wo whole foreign affairs minister. Wa kodiboa bai. Minim ba bi ofai. Wo kodura so aye head count. Wo ye na nipa ni bi afirim. Enti amasan ye bafi. Katra John Dramani Mahama said, "Sir, Abuan walking like a duck, was me like a duck. Then it is a duck, dear. One ma binjiri for Nkomukrum.
It swims like a duck and quacks like a duck. Well, then it must be a duck."
Katra John Dramani Mahama said, "Ghana sa Rambo star no I chichira man for no. Sa duck phrase no you see no. Ye katra no. We are not in a banana republic. We are not in a jungle." Enti so nim no kra no timi ka no kra wa buruchiri a wo baka na wo ma no kra ni nyadwuma no ma ho to ma krom ha na kro ni ntimi ntumpon na manfo ho ntom na wonya so obetena konwa so bia basa no ma na koso okrum ha
ye kan we aso be reset o man.
It looks like a duck, it swims like a duck and quacks like a duck. Well, then it must be a duck.
Me ba cho we samu akuja tabrakwa na wote wo no obo ni nsam na wo sere no obo ni ti no afi ni sen we country and say in opposition and no na can say NDC aban betena konwa so a private jet friend private jet one tia say ma wo bia emfa aban mu nipa bi fa wo be resign injustice be na chem
ye kan we aso be
jena na wo poku wo yade a wo kwa brochire menka ne yaw menka busuya yaw yade ne ba no bisa ne sesebe keteke ne den transo ba kuruma
Shenia kasa.
yade ne gu hibalum jet be ne den bai kasa no man boy
Shenia kasa.
Nia konya kwa no akwatra UN hwan no obo ni nsem no osere. Are we serious as a country?
It looks like a duck, it swims like a duck and quacks like a duck. Well, then it must be a duck.
Enti no kra no wa waka nti ye kan mechi ye enya IP address enya national security asem